Hi guys, my name's Rachel Ralston and this is Pia, and welcome back to my channel, The Painted Zebra. Pia's my support worker, and I've asked her if she could ask me some questions or give me some comments that are things not to say to someone with EDS or a chronic illness. Now, this video is all for fun. It's not us being offensive if someone has said something like this. It's very easy to not understand the situation and say something like this, but these are just comments that we get on a regular basis and we sort of feel like they're not the best thing you could say. So hopefully you can learn from this video. It's not to be offensive, it's just for fun. So
absolutely. Alright.
So Pia's going to ask me some comments and I'm going to respond to them.
The first one, you don't look like you're in pain.
Okay. People with EDS have had chronic pain their whole life. They don't always look like they're in pain. Also, I'm on a high amount of pain medication. If you see me on a bad day, I look like I'm in pain. But if I go out in public, it's on a day when I'm feeling decent and I've taken all the medication I need to be able to survive in public. So, yeah, I can... I mean, a nicer comment would be, look, you look great, but not... Oh, you don't look like you're in pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose people just,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Alright. Have you tried XYZ, like...
Okay. Yeah, like yoga or celery juice. Or
go-karting.
Yeah.
The works.
Yeah, an awful lot of people try and offer their cures. And the thing is, EDS is a genetic condition. Unless you can change your genetics, you can't change the condition. Now, some people may benefit from different diets. They may personally feel better, but that's something for that person and their doctor to discuss, not something that everyone should be able to have an opinion on. Because different things work for different people and their lifestyle, so
it's not like comparable, like every person's different.
Yeah, every person's different.
Yeah.
And personally, I had a stage where nothing's really helping. Like, I've tried an awful lot of things and
so
nothing
it's kind
helps.
of like, yeah, it's like insulting when someone like asks, have you tried this? It's like, well, obviously I have.
Yeah, I've tried a lot of things. I went all natural at one point. That still didn't help. It made me worse. So
what do you think the best way is to like approach someone when they ask you a question like that, do you think?
I think just say, oh, thank you for your concern, but me and my doctors have worked hard on getting me to a place where I am now, and
you've tried everything.
Yeah, I've tried everything.
Yeah.
Or just say that's not for me. You know, just try and be nice about it, but it's really
frustrating.
Hard.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Oh, you should lose that extra weight.
Oh, yay. Yeah, have extra weight because I'm on steroids and only have enough weight on me because of my tube beads. So, me losing weight wouldn't be ideal.
It wouldn't be healthy.
It wouldn't be healthy, no. And I've also had, like, doctors that haven't given me the steroids, have seen me, and before even looking at my file have gone, have you thought about losing weight? And I'm like, can you please read the file? I'm on long-term steroids and I've tried everything to lose weight, but I would like to, like, you know, I want to be healthy, whether that means losing weight for my joints or whether that means staying the same weight so that I've got enough weight on me if I have a gastroparesis flare. It's just something that me and my doctors need to talk about. I don't need outside opinions on what I look like, just like someone with a healthy person.
Yeah.
A healthy person doesn't want opinions on their weight, so why does someone with chronic illness want an opinion on their weight?
If anything, it'd be like more insulting and just worse, because it's not like you don't try. And like, even for me, like working in the situation, supporting you, I think that one thing that I've noticed is your diet is as good as it possibly can be, and like, it's not like you're having excess amount of junk food, what people would kind of like associate with like being an unhealthy weight. So I think that it's kind of silly that people would think that it's a choice, and that, like, for me it's really obvious that your steroids do have like a huge effect on your weight and stuff like that, and it's like, what do people consider as a healthy weight? Because I feel like if you're malnourished and you look sickly, but then if you're, you know, you're chubbier or you have that extra weight, then people see that as a negative. I don't think you're ever going to please anyone, really. And whatever, like, I think you just need to be happy within your own weight, to be honest. The next one, you can't do that.
Oh, I can't, can I?
No, you can't do that. Like for example, if there's something that you're doing on your own and they're like, you can't do that, it's too hard.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt yourself.
There's two places that I think about this. This is usually coming from a caring perspective.
Yeah.
And that's nice. But I am my own person. I know my own limits. And yeah, sometimes I push them. But that's my choice. I'm an adult. Exactly. So I want to do what I want to do. And then there's the other perspective, like people that are really, really close to me, like my carers or mum, have seen me do this before, have seen the after effect, and they're telling me before I do it. And now that I don't mind. It's the people that don't really have a lot to do with me and just go, oh, but you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, well, it's sort of my choice what I do.
Yeah, exactly. I think it comes down to as well, like from a carer's perspective, knowing you and like have some supports with you prior and having that experience, what we know as your capabilities, and making sure that we let you do everything as much as you can, but then know when to step in when it's the right time to step in, which is a hard thing to kind of gauge and to know what to do, but I think that you get it eventually, and it's all about communication. Like, we're lucky that we can communicate and we're on the same wavelength and we want the same things, you know.
And I think it depends on the day too, like some days are really bad and I can't even like do barely anything. Absolutely. And then other days I'm feeling good and I want to do what I can on that day, because I know there'll be days where I can't, and I know eventually there'll be a time where I can't at all.
Exactly.
So I want to do what I can while I can.
Exactly. Absolutely. Totally agree. I feel so bad for you.
Yeah, the whole pity.
It must be so hard, Rachel.
The whole pity thing, I get where it's coming from, and like, I feel like if someone just sees me in my wheelchair or something and comes up to me and says, I feel so bad for you, knowing nothing in my life, I'm like, that really irritates me, because just because I'm in a wheelchair doesn't mean I'm unhappy. Actually, the wheelchair has given me freedom that I didn't have before. But people that know me and have seen what I've gone through, like, sometimes they can give me a bit of pity and sometimes I accept that, but then
it's a fine line, very fine line. Absolutely.
Because sometimes I just don't want pity. I want to be like everyone else.
You want to be empowered. Like, how is that supposed to empower you when people are like, oh, like, that must be really hard. Like, I think it's a normal response, as a human response when you're going through something hard, but I think to always have that approach is not going to empower someone. It's just going to be more of a hindrance, you know what I mean? And I think that...
And because this is me for my whole life, and it's probably going to get worse. So at the moment, I would rather people be like, oh, you're doing so well. I know it's tough, but you're doing so well. Instead of, oh, I feel so bad for you, and then that's it. Like,
exactly, absolutely. Next question. Isn't it so cool that you're so flexible?
Oh, these comments. Yeah, I wish I was so flexible. Or you'd be a great dancer. And
you'd be so good at yoga.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh. It's like, sometimes my flexibility is good.
It's way more deep than that, though.
But, but it's a lot deeper than just flexibility. Like, you wouldn't want, like, people being like, I wish I was that flexible. Yeah, I wish I was this flexible about all the things that happen because of the flexibility.
It's like one slight pro, and it doesn't outweigh a lot of the cons that are involved. Absolutely.
So I've been asked if I do dance or gymnastics, and I'm like, that would make things a lot worse.
Honestly.
But some people with EDS that have kept their strength from a young age have done dance and gymnastics and are really good at it. So it's really a case-by-case thing, but for me, dance and gymnastics and yoga is not going to help me.
Yeah, I think as well it's like variable, because every person is really different, and like every person with Ehlers-Danlos loss is so different. Like there's some people that are able to do that and that's no problems at all, and it just comes with what affects you the most. Like if your joints are as bad as like in your case, then it's just not, it doesn't make sense to put yourself through that stress. But there are people that have chronic pain but manage it, and also their joints still allow them to do a lot of things, where if you try to do that, that would just be not good. Absolutely.
I'd need an ambulance
absolutely. Alright. Get well soon.
Well, It depends on the situation.
I added this one in because I feel like everyone's different with that response. Like, we actually have discussed this before, and I think that it's interesting to see everyone's interpretation of that in the community.
I mean, like, it depends. If I'm going for a really bad time, get well soon. I think people are meaning to get back to your, like, usual state, but at the same time, I'm not going to be well anytime soon, or ever. But when I had sepsis, I got a lot of the get well soon, and that was really nice because I was really unwell. But I
suppose it's how you interpret getting well, because some people take it literally to be like, what does well even mean? You're in chronic pain, where I feel as though you accept that love because that's what it means to you. Like, when someone says that to you, you don't think straight away like, oh, that's well, what does that mean? You think about, oh, they actually genuinely care.
And I think it's more people are trying to show that they care, and it's really hard for them to find a way to show that they care in a politically correct manner. And I don't think that is a politically correct way to say it.
Yeah, and I think it's just the people that know you best are probably not going to say that. They'll probably word it differently, you know what I mean? So, but just part of it. Absolutely. You look much better.
Oh, well,
or like, you look better in general. Like, you know what I mean?
I think...
And it's your, like, one good day.
Like, that's really hard because I put a lot of effort into making myself look well, even when I don't feel well. So I think a nice comment would be, you look great today, or you look beautiful, or you look pretty, or...
like a standard general compliment, rather than saying, like it's when someone says, oh, you've lost so much weight, it's like, well, thanks, but it's also like, it's nice for people to just not have, like, a superficial part of it. It's nice for people to just be like, you look really nice. You know what I mean? It's not about what you look like before or what you look like on your bad day. It should be about how you look in the moment. You know what I mean? Absolutely. All right. I have aches and pains some day. You just have to push through it.
Oh, I get this so often. You wouldn't believe it. Aches and pains and constant dislocations and organ problems, including organ rupture, is a whole lot different than spraining your elbow or like sleeping wrong and waking up with a sore back. I think people are trying to relate to me, but they just are falling very short.
Absolutely. Alright. It can't hurt that much.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a footballer when they fall down and dislocate something? That's happening multiple times every single day. So...
Put that in perspective.
Yeah, it does hurt as bad as they say it hurts.
Absolutely.
And actually, I downplay how bad it hurts an awful lot.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think it's important to be like more social about it, but it's hard because it's like you still want to be positive, and it's hard to be positive when you talk about things that are negative. So I can see that. Next question. You should exercise more.
Yeah. I do physio.
Strength's going to cause, like, getting strength in your bones in your body is going to be so much better for you.
Well,
that was sarcastic, by the way.
Strength, it is good to build strength in the fact that then the muscles can hold the joints a little bit more, but I'm never going to be able to run a marathon or go to the gym every day, or, you know, that's something that's out of my reach at the moment. I mean, I never say never. Maybe with a great physiotherapist I could get there, but at the moment that's just not possible, and I exercise as much as I can, but all my exercise is physio at home that no one else sees. So
exactly. Absolutely. You must be used to it by now.
I mean, I sort of get where they're coming from, because I don't put on like a big show like, oh, you know, today's really hard too often. Like, unless it's a really bad day, other than that, I handle it pretty well. And I think if someone all of a sudden started experiencing this, they wouldn't cope. But I have coped with it my whole life. But you never get used to it. Like, it never becomes
comfortable.
It never becomes not an issue. It's just I'm coping with it the best I can.
I don't know why people would associate it to be like that. Once you get used to it, that means that you're okay with it, and that it's like it's well managed. It's like it can change so frequently and so quickly. So it's hard to put your head around the whole, you know, get used to it. And yeah, absolutely. Your joints can't just dislocate by itself.
How I wish that were true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the other night, my knee that's been operated on, that was meant to never dislocate again, dislocated with me moving in bed. So it can definitely happen, and I've had scans that have confirmed that it has happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a very ignorant comment.
Very ignorant. Just doesn't make any sense, like within biology and all that. Just try not to overextend anything.
Yeah. Oh, I try. I really do try.
It's not that easy. I think
but my body has always done it. It's like telling you to hyperextend every time you walk when you have never ever been doing that. You're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah. That's just your body. You can't control that.
Yeah, like you just sort of, like, you're not thinking about it and then it hyperextends and then you've got a joint popped out. So
do they think that everything's like melded, like welded together, so that you can just suck up your joints so that they don't move? Yeah, I've done a lot of like learning of how to use my joints properly, and I think about my joints a lot more than an average person does. But which has been so and I think as well, like, it's been so beneficial, so I think that definitely.
But I'm never going to be perfect at it because it's a learnt skill. It's not something that I naturally do.
Yeah, and you can't control like hyperextending and stuff like that. Like, that's just a part of your makeup, and it's even with like when we walk and stuff, it's natural to hyperextend and all that stuff. You know what I mean? 2 more. EDS doesn't cause pain.
I wish I had only heard this from people and not doctors.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, I had a pain specialist tell me he couldn't understand how EDS caused pain. Never went back to him again.
That's probably...
Now I have a really good pain specialist. But, yeah, if you think about all the damage that's being done to every part of my body all the time, saying it doesn't cause pain is, like...
a lie.
Yeah, that's just really... You I don't know. I can't even... I have no words.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because... all my joints, like, if you do a dislocation, it causes pain. So why should the fact that I dislocate more mean that I'm in no pain? I don't know.
Alright, last question. I don't know how you do it.
This can be a really nice comment sometimes, depending on who it comes from.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it's someone who barely knows me, I'm like, you know, what are you basing that on?
Yeah.
But then someone really close to me who sees me through my hardest times, I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know how I do it either. Yeah. You know, I just do it. I have to do it. It's nice to have that acknowledgement. Yeah, I don't have a choice. I have to do it. You know, you wake up in the morning, you don't get a choice on whether you keep living with the condition that you've had since birth. You just have to get up and do it.
Absolutely, so,
on that note, I'm going to leave this video and go into part 2. So I will leave this here and I will see you in part 2 on the next video. I'm going to upload them like on alternate days. So separately. So I will see you next time. Bye.